All right. Well, welcome everybody to our 2023 Walk to Defeat ALS kickoff. We are so happy that you are here with us tonight and just spending an hour of your time as we talk about all things walk and Chicago and our mission, and just kind of give you a very broad overview of everything that your participation helps us do. So my name is Kendra Albers. I'm the Vice President of the development team with the ALS Association. And this is my 8th walk season. So some of you I know pretty well because I've been here the whole time, and others I know you're new, or I'm excited to see you guys. I see that John and Queen raised your hand in the chat, but I don't know. I can't, Sam and Betty will take care of that for me, because this is all still, we're getting there. But the first thing is, if you can mute your line, if it's not already, we will have some questions. So if you have any questions, put them in the Q&A. I am going to try to remember this year to do the polls. I have polls and I have them circled so I know when to do them. And then if you want to share ideas with fellow people that are on the call, use the chat for that. And just so you know, the webinar is being recorded so that it can be shared further down the line for people that weren't able to be here today. Or if you hear something and you're like, oh, I wish I had remembered this, you can always come back and access that. So with that, we are going to try our first poll question. So hopefully it's popped up on your screen. How have you previously participated if you have? So just mark if you've been here 5+ years, 2 to 4, 1, or if you are completely brand new. All right, everyone's good job. You guys did that so fast. So we have literally someone from every category here, which is awesome. So welcome to everybody that is joining us. Okay, let's move on. So who we are the Greater Chicago chapter, and this picture is most of our staff. Not everyone is pictured here, and we've had a few changes since this photo was taken, but this was at the end of last year's Chicago walk, which is why we look a little run down, because we had just got done loading the Penske truck and getting things off ready to go. But that is our team. We are small but very mighty. And I will brag, we have the best care services team in the country. So if you have experienced ALS and you have utilized one of our care services coordinators, you have had the best. So they're great. Our service territory is basically, if you know where Interstate 74 is, that goes from Peoria to Bloomington to Champaign to Danville. We have that, and then all the way up. We have a little bit of Northwest Indiana, but we really focus on the territory in Chicagoland, Central Illinois, and then Northern Illinois. We do have a new physical address. So if you participated last year, we were on Randolph Street. This year we are on Clark Street, and hopefully we'll be staying there for quite some time. So this is our physical address. It is on the website. It will be on the donation form. So hopefully there's no confusion. The mail is still being sent or forwarded to us. So if you happen to have already sent something, we will still get it. There might just be a slight delay. One of the most common questions we get, especially when teams want to create their t-shirts, are what are our colors? Our colors that our chapter identifies with, the main color is red, and then we accent with yellow and black. And our symbol is the sunflower. So you will see the sunflower throughout everything that we do. That is how we do this. So why is it not? There we go. So what we do. So we have 3 main pillars of our mission. So imagine, a three-pronged stool, One of them being advocacy, because we truly feel that, there is legislature that can happen and make life easier for those living with ALS. And we will fight that every step of the way to ensure that they get the rights and benefits that they deserve. Research, there's a cure out there somewhere. And in the meantime, we have researchers that are working on different drugs, that are trying to find a cure, but we will continually invest in research because someday there will be a survivor of ALS. And care services is probably the most forward-facing service that you see, because we have the most amazing care services team, like I've already said, in the country. And this next slide just shows you what they do. And it's so, there's so much more than just this. And this screen is meant to look completely crazy because it's hard to believe that these 4 ladies do all of this for over 400 individuals that we are currently serving. So it's a lot that they do, and the funds from the walk support all of this because the care that our individuals living with ALS receive is of no cost to them. So the support groups, the home visits, the assistance, the lending program, all of that is completely complimentary to our individuals living with ALS. My thing is telling me that I have another poll. So let's see which one this one is. So we're going to launch it. Okay. So do you know someone that has utilized our care services? Okay. Most of you have. Okay. Excuse me. If you have not, and your individual is still living with ALS, I highly suggest that you reach out to our care services team, because there's so many things that we can do, that we can support. And if your loved one has already passed away, we do have a bereavement group that is really great. There's just a lot of things that we can do because we really try to be there through the continuum of care. So from the very first, when they get diagnosed, to the end and beyond, we want to be there to support however we can. So if you have not already utilized our services, I highly encourage you to reach out in whatever capacity you want to be. And that was a lot of services, but good news, we do have cards that we can send you. So if you are out asking for donations, or you're trying to talk about the ALS Association and someone is like, okay, but where does the money go? Or what do they really do? We have business-sized cards that tell them what we do and what all of our services they're supporting. We also have our year in review booklets. If you do not have a year in review booklet, please chat in and we will send you one, because that is the best piece of collateral that we have every single year. It goes through everything that we do from January 1st through December 31st. It is packed full of information. And so if you do not have a copy of that, please chat in and we will mail you one. Same thing, if you want some of these business cards, we can send those to you as well. Everything that we're talking about tonight, we are happy to share with you. So if you come across something or you see something, you're like, ooh, I would really like to have a copy of that, please chat in. We will get it for you. So I'll look back at 2022, because you can't go forward until you've respected the past. So 2022 Walk to Defeat ALS. So the Walk to Defeat ALS is a national program. It is a signature event from the ALS Association. The Greater Chicago chapter is a chapter of the national office. So nationally, we raised almost $22 million, which is incredible. And I'm so excited that our Chicago walk was #2 in the country, which is why there's little fireworks there, just behind Kansas City. So we'll see if we can eclipse them this year. But To be number 2 in the country is a huge honor considering how many events there were, and for us to be 2. So if you participated last year, please give yourself a round of applause because that is such an accomplishment. Our Greater Chicago chapter, we have 4 Walk to Defeat ALS events. So we have Greater Chicago chapter, or Greater Chicago, Northern Illinois, Peoria, and Central Illinois. And our walks raised over $880,000, which was past our goal. So we were very excited about that. And specifically with Chicago, we had 92 teams and raised $620,000. So we are very, very proud of these numbers. And again, if you participated last year, I hope that you are proud as well. And speaking of the teams that participated last year, this is our full list of the 92 teams that participated. They are by alphabetical order. So if you have participated before, you should see your name on here. But yeah, just thank you to all of these teams that participated and showed up. So fundraising, we like to call the Walk to Defeat ALS the largest support group of the year. It's very much about awareness, but it's also about fundraising and making sure that we can fund the care services, that we can fund the advocacy, we can fund the research. And so our goal was $550,000. And as I said, we raised $620,000. So congratulations. I like to break up returning teams and new teams, just so if you are a new team, you kind of know, like, it can be a little overwhelming as to like, where do I set my goal? How do I do this? That type of thing. So for returning teams, the average of all returning teams was $6,993. The top 5 teams averaged $27,853. Now, the very top team, which was not included in those top 5, raised $125,000. So that's one team that raised $125,000, which is incredible. But I'm going to tell you, it was a corporation. So that is a corporate team. And so that is why we separate corporate from family and friends, because we want to make sure it's fair. Now, new teams, the highest new team raised close to $40,000, but the average new team raised $3,621, which is actually a little high. Normally our new teams are $2,500, possibly $3,000. So last year was a very good year for our new teams and our returning teams as well. We do awards. So we do a gold, silver, and bronze for corporate teams, top family and friend teams, and top new teams. And these are our winners this year. I was able, normally if we were in person, I would be presenting these awards to them tonight in person, and it would be lovely. But since that couldn't happen, I did email or send them out and ask that they take oh, this is not Queen Rana. This is Team Accenture. Oh gosh, guys, I already made it. Oh, the first mistake. So the bronze corporate team is Team Accenture. I'm so sorry, Robin. But when you get the copy of this, I really suggest that you read their words of encouragement and what works for them. I asked them to give you guys just kind of, little tidbits of how they fundraise or how they build their team. And there's a lot of really valuable information in their words. And so when you get this copy, please read Robin's words, as well as, this is actually Queen Rana and her gestures. This is John. Please just take a minute to read their words. John's got tips for new teams and tips for returning teams, and they're just amazing. And I love seeing them when they get so excited for their awards. This is Team Goofy Grape. His big thing is he has a garage sale and he puts a tip jar out and they dominate the fundraising. He also, Jim, who's the team captain, he's in the purple. He travels all over and does mini walks throughout the world, basically. His daughter lives in New Zealand. So this was their mini walk in New Zealand, which, I mean, I feel like we should all go to New Zealand and do a mini walk. But until that day comes, this is Jim and Team Goofy Grape. And then we have Tooney's favorite people. They were our silver new team, and they raised just over $20,000. So again, incredible for a brand new team to come in and raise $20,000. If you are a new team, I do not want this to detour you and think, oh my gosh, like I was just shooting for $500. I will tell you that your $500 is $500 we didn't have today. So we gladly accept everything and encourage all types of fundraising. And the final new team was Team Diorio. They had 30 team members and raised just shy of $14,000. So this is them with their award, and it's just super fun again to see them getting celebrated and loving, you know, their awards. And hopefully they all come back this year. The next set of awards that we do is called the Walk of Fame Awards. To earn a Walk of Fame award, you have had to participate in the Chicago Walk to Defeat ALS for the past 10 years. Now, this is very unheard of in a lot of other nonprofits. Most people don't last 10 years. This is our 5th year of doing the Walk of Fame Awards. So we've had 5 years of people that have walked for 10 years or participated. And this year, our Walk of Fame teams are HB's League, Queen Bees, and Finnegan's Friends. And we did get a picture and some words of wisdom from Queen Sandifer. There she is holding the award. She was diagnosed with ALS 14 years ago. And you guys, they are just the sweetest. Whenever you see her on walk day, it's just like she lights up the entire park, and you'll know it's her because her smile and just their strength, and they're so lovely. And that's her daughter, Angela. So if you see them on walk day, please go up and congratulate them, introduce yourself. That's the one thing about our walks is when you come in, we want you to feel like you are family, because you are. You might not have ever wanted to be part of this family, but you are, and we welcome you with open arms. We understand that sometimes it can be hard to be there, to see individuals living with ALS, to see, especially if you've lost your individual, just the emotional toll, but we're there. It's a completely safe zone, and we're all there for one common reason, and that is to remember those that we've lost, to honor those that are just still fighting, and then to not give up until there's a cure. And that's what we're going to do. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to get 2023 started. That's what we are going to do. So another poll is, let's do slide 20. Okay, so how do you anticipate participating in 2013? You can participate in person at Cantini Park, which we will talk about. We do still have the mini walks that are very much an option. And if you're not sure yet, hopefully today we'll talk about both of them, and then you can decide which works best for your team. So I am going to end this and share it because most of you are coming to Cantini. A few of you aren't sure yet, and we do have a mini walk. So that's good to know because we're going to talk about all of it. Okay, so Sunflower Field of Dreams. If you participated last year, you know that was our theme, and it was so popular that we are keeping it again for this year, but Sam has reimagined the logo, and so this is our logo. If you see this logo, you know that it is ours, and that is kind of what we're building off for the shirts and that kind of thing. The other thing to notice or take note is that the national theme is Unlock ALS. So we don't participate in that in regards to the keys and the lanyards and that portion, but we do use their walk t-shirt. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but if you happen to hear things about Unlock ALS, yes, that is a national initiative, but our folks identify with a sunflower and they always have. And so we will always go the way of the sunflower versus the keys. That's just how we hear you when you say you love the sunflower, and we do too. So that's what we're moving forward with. So the hybrid model is back. Basically, you can choose. If you want to come in person, we would love to see you at Cantini Park. We're bringing back so many of the elements that last year were not able to be. This year, we're bringing it all back. The mini walk, you get to basically choose everything. You get to choose when you walk, where you walk, how far you walk, who you walk with. You get to choose everything. You get to choose your date, all of that. If you come in person, then you kind of do what we say you're going to do. It is going to be a large scale event this year. There's going to be more tents. There's going to be inflatables. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is just a side-by-side so people understand the difference between in-person and the mini walk. In-person logistics, at this point, we are planning on individual parking at Cantini again this year. Years before COVID, we had to have offsite parking because we had so many people, but because some folks still want the mini walk, we are able to have parking at Cantini, which is so nice. So if you are Tent Village, you can see the tents. It is South Lot number 3. We set up on the asphalt because it's easier for the power wheelchairs. It's easier for the scooters. It's easier for the walkers. And so that is why we set up on concrete. The accessible parking is going to be in lot 2. That way ALS parking is strictly there and they have the easiest access to Tent Village because that is our priority, is to make sure that we're taking care of everyone living with ALS that is choosing to join us. General parking is everywhere else. If you get there early enough, you can park in the south. If not, you can park in the north and just walk across the parade field. Not that hard. The route is yet to be determined. Every year it depends on what construction Cantini is doing, but it's usually about 1.5 miles, and we really take you through the most beautiful parts of Cantini. We have a few surprises along the way. We do have our steel drummers back, which is always a really fun hit along the way. Tent Village will be open from 8 to noon, and on the next slide, we'll go into what all those tents are and what that means. But this is just kind of the in-person logistics. The walk does start at 10. We have a team captain photo at 9:30 at the arch. All of this is going to be so much communicated to you. You're going to be sick of hearing me talk about it. But come walk day, it gets very hectic. You're like, oh, what time was this? I promise we've got you. So here is a very bad mocked up version of Tent Village. Just so if you've never been there before, you kind of have a visual. This is the actual lot that we will be in. As you can see, we have a large space for team tents along the side and then in the middle. If you would like a team tent, you just need to let me know because we do assign them. We assign the tent spaces. And I really like to be thoughtful in where I place teams. So if you're a new team and let's say your mother passed away of ALS, I like to put you next to a returning team whose mother also passed away from ALS so that there's some sort of connection and all of our returning teams know to kind of welcome you in because again, it's a family. It's a giant family reunion. And so if you're the new one coming to Christmas, you're like the new boyfriend, the families all turn and look at you. That's not how it is. Here it's like, oh my gosh, come in. We've been waiting for you type thing. There is a merchandise tent, so you can buy branded gear. We do have an online website, but you can buy it straight here on walk day. The sunflower station is where you can make team signs and team captains. You can get your sunflowers. I would like to add a few more elements to that this year. So last year, the team signs were such a big hit and they had never been before. So I think we're going to really kind of ramp that up a little bit. The clinic staff and the ALS care services side, we really like to have them stationed instead of walking around. That way, if someone is looking for Jamana or Peggy or Gemma, we can tell them exactly where to go, and that's where they'll be. So they're over at the ALS Greater Chicago chapter and the clinic tent. Food, we will have food. Pre-walk, we'll have coffee, water, bananas, and then post-walk, we'll have hot dogs, chips, cookies. If there's bananas left over, we'll have those too. If you have a connection with someone who owns a restaurant or is willing to donate pizza slices, chicken fingers, cookies, chips. Last year, we had a team that came in with crates of chips that we weren't prepared for, but hey, we took them and passed them out. So if you have anybody or know of somebody who operates food, we would love to get whatever we can donated. This year, we're going to have a couple different photo opportunities. We have the giant boxwood backdrop that has sunflowers in it. We have a sunflower wood piece where you can like pop your head in. But then we also have a photographer we had years ago that's coming back to do portraits of the individuals living with ALS, which is incredibly special, and more information to come on that. But those portraits will just be for the individuals living with ALS. For the kids zone, the inflatables are back. That was such a big thing last year. I feel like I let so many people down when the inflatables weren't there, but they were just not to be had, and it was crazy. But inflatables are coming. We have two. I'm making up for last year. So we have two inflatables coming. We do have face painting that comes in the morning. We're going to have lots of games. And then I'm working on a balloon artist that will come and either make sunflowers or like baseball bats to go with our theme. So we're working on that. We do have a wheelchair checkout. So sometimes our individuals come, even those without ALS, and they think they can walk and they're feeling really great at 8 a.m. But come 9:30, they've been standing on the asphalt for an hour and it's just kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should go on the walk or whatnot. They can hop over to New Motion and they can pick up a scooter, a wheelchair, whatever they need to help them with the walk or just to feel more comfortable in Tent Village. So those are there to check out. So if your loved one is dead set on not bringing any type of mobility advice with them, we do have them on site that they can borrow and check out. And then of course we have our national partners, our local sponsored tents that we encourage you to visit. Registration is probably one of the most important tents that we have. So that's one of the first ones you'll actually encounter when you enter. That is where you can turn in donations and pick up your event t-shirts. So that is a very important tent to know where it is. So team tents, as I said, we have a set number available and I do assign them. So please email me, before May 20th, so I can get you on the list. We do only allow one tent space per team because we have more teams than spaces. We can't do double spaces or triple spaces. So you get one space and then you're responsible for bringing everything that would go into that space. So the tent, the tables, the chairs, and you don't have to have a tent. If you have a space, you can just set up a table and some chairs. You don't have to have a tent, but I just want to make sure you know that we do not provide anything for your tent space other than the space itself. You are allowed to come on Friday to set those up or to drop off some of your stuff. And then if not, just as long as you're there before 7:30 on Saturday, because we close down anybody coming into Tent Village about 7:45. It's just the safety. People are starting to come. They come early, so we can't have cars driving in and out of Tent Village. So they just have to be, all your stuff has to be at your tent by 7:30. You can continue to set up, just your car has to be out by that point. And no alcohol. So I'm sorry, there's no Bloody Marys, there's no mimosas, and then pets are not allowed. So that is a Cantini rule, not an ALS rule, although we would also enforce that. But if you have a pet and you get through Cantini, which would be shocking, they will come and ask you to leave. So please leave your pets at home. Now, what we will have is we'll have the food and water, and this is my favorite. We'll have weather. I don't know what kind of weather. It may be beautiful and sunny. It may be rainy. It could be cold. It could be hot. I don't know. But I will tell you this. We're going to be there, rain or shine. We have had events where it snowed. We've had them where it's been 110 degrees on the asphalt, and we're there. We are there. This is our one day to come together. Our folks living with ALS are faced with a lot worse on a daily basis. So if we have to walk in the rain, we're going to do it, because that's nothing compared to what they're going through. So weather, we're going to have it, and we're going to make the best of it, is how we look at it. We do have a DJ that will play lots of fun music. As I've already said, the inflatables, we will have, plenty of volunteers. So if you have any questions, they're going to be in green t-shirts this year. Seek them out. Our goal is to have all the volunteers trained to know, hopefully, the answers to your questions. Obviously, there's some things they're not going to know, but we try to train them so that you don't hear the words, "I don't know." That's something we want to make sure that everyone, if you seek someone out to ask them a question, you're going to get the answer. And if not, then you can always just find me, and I'll probably know it. We will not have free t-shirts. We'll talk about that in a minute. Please limit your profanity. And if you're making team shirts, if you could not have profanity on your shirts, that would be greatly appreciated, as we do have a lot of children who attend the event, and some of them can read, and then they like to say the words that are on your shirt so many times, over and over and over. Again, no alcohol, no pets. And we ask that you leave your negativity, if you have any, which hopefully you don't, in the car, because this is a really positive experience and an event for all of us. And we just want to make sure that everybody has a great time. If you are a team captain, here are some checkpoints for you. The biggest thing I want the team captains to know is that they do not have to do it by yourself. Just because you signed up for a team captain and you might be feeling overwhelmed by all the information that's getting thrown at you tonight, it does not mean you have to do it by yourself. Reach out to a few people on your team, assign somebody the team tent, assign somebody the t-shirts, assign somebody registration, and you just kind of be the coach. So just don't do it all yourself. I mean, I know people are totally capable of it, but it's just a lot more fun if you don't have to worry about doing every single thing. Here are the event logistics for a mini walk. Basically, we've kind of already talked about this. The difference is that the person can choose the date, location, route, time, decor. But if you are an in-person participant or a mini walk participant, there are some things that are exactly the same. You still need to register. To get a fundraising shirt, you have to raise $90 per person. To get the theme shirt, it's $300 per person. Everybody is welcome to do the challenges. The goal for everybody is to fight back against ALS. You will have staff support regardless of which direction you choose to go into. And your teams can really be anywhere from 2 to 200 people. It really doesn't matter. The only thing with the shirts is if you are a mini walk team, your shirts will be mailed to the team captain, and that team captain will distribute them. A question is, well, what if I change my mind? That's totally fine. You can change up to June 3rd for all it matters. And just let me know, and we can switch you over and make sure we have your shirts at Cantini versus sending them to you, whatever. We can change this at any single point in time. And we have another poll. So no, that's not right. Just kidding. Just kidding. Because that says social media. We're not at social media yet. We are not there. So, oh, I just saw that. Yes, the team tents must be 10 by 10. Thank you for doing that. Okay, here is our event website. This is what it looks like. If this is not the website you're going to, then that means you are not on our Walk to Defeat ALS Chicago walk page, and just reach out to us and we can help try to figure out where you went and how to get you over here. The page with the most information is going to be this more walk details, which is under the location. The easiest fundraisers, we have a lot of socially based fundraisers, and those are going to be under, I think it's called social media tools in the website, which you can also get to under more walk details. And that's going to be your favorite page. It is, because Sam creates the most beautiful graphics, which you're going to see in just a minute. We do have two different toolkits available. One is a participant handbook and one is a team captain kit. These are available to be downloaded on our event website, or the team captain kits will actually be physically mailed to the team captains. If you would like a mailed participant handbook, please just type in and we will get you a participant handbook mailed to you, not a problem. But the team captain kits are automatically mailed to the registered team captain. Oh, I don't know what just happened. So as I was saying, here are the social media tools. So these are for fundraising. You can download these off the website. These are just really great to pop in your like your not your stories, but a post that you're doing, and it just call to action. These are more awareness and recruitment. So if you want people to join your team, post these, share a little bit about why you're choosing to walk and why it's important to you. And that's a great way to just raise awareness and funds. So the social media tools that Sam created, these are now for stories. So these are for Instagram stories or Facebook stories. And you can fill them in, you can have people interact with them. These are three of them more about just engagement and awareness. Then one of these is fundraising and one again is just for fun. So all of these tools are just, again, to raise awareness and get people thinking about ALS and what that means. So now I'm going to do this social media poll and see, here we go. So do you plan on using social media to increase your fundraising and your awareness? I understand not everyone is on social media, but most people are. And if you're not, that is totally fine. We just have the tools should you choose to change your mind. Okay, so 80% of you plan to do it. That's good. All right. Oh, we had more people join, so the numbers went up. I like this. I like this. All right, I'm going to end it. But so most of you are going to use social media, and that is great because we have lots of tools, but whatever works best for you is what we encourage. This is our last social media option. This is Donate the Date. It's super fun because it's so interactive. And what it is you would set this up as, you know, like a post. We have the text up there for you. You can copy and paste again on the website. And then as someone wants to donate the date, you would put their profile picture in that slot. So let's say that Sam's favorite number is 15. So she donated $15. And so her picture is 15. I wanted to donate 50, but May only has $31 or 31 days. So I did 31 and 19 to get to my 50. Rachel was born on the May 2nd. So she did her $2 on May 2nd. It's a really fun way and people like doing it. So if you've never done a Donate the Date, it's really a really fun and easy way to make some money very quickly. Okay, additional tools that we have available for you. This is the event theme shirt, the yellow shirt, long sleeved. So if you raise $300, this is the shirt that you will receive on walk day. It will be already pre-packaged with your $90 walk shirt that you'll see in a minute. We have Walk to Defeat ALS merchandise. So as you're starting to get into the fundraising and whatnot, if you're like, oh, I really wish I had a sweatshirt. Like I have a sweatshirt on right now. You can't see it. The walk sweatshirt, we have the Carolina 90 sweatshirt. We've got a lot of gear that you can wear. Or we have the water bottles, stickers. If there's anything you need, please go to alsmerch.com and we can get that to you. We have profile frames so people can see that you are walking and you can keep it up as much as you want. And then your walk staff, please never hesitate to reach out to Sam or myself. We are here to help you every step of the way, anything you need. We also have Betty on staff now who will be helping. She probably talked to a few of you about tonight. And then we have Kat who will be doing all of the volunteers. And it's just, Julie is our president and CEO. She's very involved. Sarah, basically our whole team is has a hand in this. So the fundraising, why it matters. I'm going to warn you, I like data. So there's one slide that is data that I'm not going to read word for word. If you like data like I do, when we get there, you should read it when we send this out. But basically the benefit of fundraising is just to continue funding our mission. That's really what it comes down to. We've got to keep pushing advocacy. We've got to keep investing in research, and we've got to keep making sure that the services that we're providing remain free and that our care services staff can give those living with ALS the best possible care that they can. And so that is why fundraising is so critical. The best practices, number one, is to make a self-donation. So when you register, it can be $5. But as soon as someone sees that you have contributed to yourself, they, in their head, it's psychological that you're invested. So it makes them more invested versus you asking everyone for a donation, but yet you're not putting your money where your mouth is per se. So again, it doesn't say how much your personal donation was. It can be $500, $55, whatever you want, but you will get a thing on your badge that says, I've made a personal donation. Second is to personalize your page. Tell your story, share a photo. Why are you walking? Why is this important to you? How can people help? It makes a difference. Third, we have a ton of email templates that are available in your participant center. You can easily upload your Google contacts, your Yahoo, your Hotmail, all into this system. We do not save them, so they are yours. They're your contacts. We don't steal them. We don't put them in our system. They're not going to start getting emails from us. So please don't think that that's how that works. They are your property. They stay with you in your participant center. But there's a lot of different templates that you can use, and it's just very easy to do. And then, of course, in one click, you can connect your fundraiser to Facebook, which is huge. It's a very good thing. Okay, so here comes the data, you guys. I love it. So 48% of our walkers last year made a personal donation, and they raised 3 times the amount that those that did not make a personal donation. So that goes back to people see someone donated and they're more apt to give, and those people raise 3 times as much. The personal page, only 23% of our folks updated their personal page, but they raised 4.5 times what the people that did not do their personal page. So that is a huge, $462 to over $2,000 based on updating their personal page. And then email, I was shocked when only 7% of our folks use the email templates. Now I know that it's very easy to just send it through Google. You'll get a custom link. It's very easy to do that. But If you use the email templates, you raise about 3.5 times more dollars. If anybody would like more in-depth information, as I said, I love data and I would be more than happy to talk about this with you, but this is where we're going to leave it tonight. We're going to just stop the data right here. So many ways to have successful team fundraisers. And here's just a list, but then the benefits. So there are benefits to fundraising. One, if you raise $90, you get the National Unlock ALS event t-shirt, which is pictured right there. If you raise $300, you get the long sleeved yellow themed t-shirt, which is pictured there. Throughout the next 2 months, there will be different prizes and awards and challenges and all of that. So if you fundraise, you qualify for those. And then of course you get to be cool. I mean, you get to feel good about yourself when you know that you've fundraised and you're making a difference. So I feel like I'm talking so fast, you guys, but there's so much fun stuff to talk about. So before you go, there's a few things that we will be doing. So communication. The one thing I'm going to ask is please do not opt out of our emails. We send weekly Saturday emails. We will not inundate you with stuff, but the minute you click unsubscribe, you do not get any more walk updates. You don't get the timelines, the maps, nothing. So please just bear with us. We will not send you something every single week until the month of May. In the month of May, we do like a 4-week, 3-week, 2-week, 1-week type thing. Each time it has a little bit of different information. But the challenges, we have 3 challenges, one of which will start tonight, coming soon. And then like the timeline, which the timeline is on the right. That is a very mock timeline. I just kind of based it off of last year's. And that is what kind of how the day will go. You don't have to come at 8 a.m., but that is when Tent Village opens, and all of the tents are now available to be participated in. Team photos happen twice, from 8:45 to 9:15, and then again from 10:45 to 11:15. And those photos are done by our professional photographer. You can do your team photos whenever you want with your own cameras or whatever, but if you want the professional ones, those are the time slots. There's a team captain photo at the Arch at 9:30. We have a pre-walk program. The food tents will open at 10:45. So even if you get back at 10:30 or you get back at 11, at 10:45, the food tents open. There should be plenty for everybody. So that's not an issue. We always say we do closing remarks half the time. I don't actually make it back to the stage to do it, but this year I'm doing it, you guys. I'm gonna get up on that stage at 11:50, and thank you all for being with us. And then Tent Village closes at noon. A few things I want to just make a point of is the Kids Zone will have a face painter, but the face painter leaves at 10 a.m. So if you have a child that wants to get their face painted, make sure you go before you go for the walk, because as soon as you leave for the walk, she will be gone. So that's just the one big thing. And then your children must be supervised. It's not, we have volunteers over there, but given the 2 inflatables and all the games and the activities we have going on, it's hard to keep track of whose kid is who. So even if you can just have one parent or one team representative over there with the kids from that team, that would be greatly appreciated. Crossing the threshold, we will send you guys postcards. We will send you your prizes that you earn, and then your team captain kit. So that will come physical mail. And then you will get phone calls from us just to check in, see how things are going, as well as text messages. So those are the main ways that we're going to communicate with you. Email, snail mail, and phone calls is how we like to do it. We do have additional opportunities available. So if you've sat on this whole call and you're like, oh gosh, I don't know if this walk is right for me. I did not know what I was signing up for. No. But you're like, but I do have a company, or I do know so-and-so who might want to make a contribution. Sponsorships are available anywhere from $500 to $25,000. Although the $25,000 has been taken. So that one is off, but I mean, I'm sure we could have 2 if someone really wants to give us another 25,000. So that you can download the document on the website or reach out to me and I'm happy to send you the packet. There's a copy of the packet right there. Volunteering. We have a new volunteer coordinator. Her name is Catherine, but she goes by Kat, and she is looking for individual positions as well as group positions. So if you are interested in volunteering, maybe before you go on the walk, or you have, you know, some folks on your team that do not want to walk, but they want to be involved, maybe volunteering is right for them. And especially groups. So if you have sports teams that your child is a part of, you know, especially at the end of the day, we have a lot of like heavy stuff that needs to be lifting. So if you have anybody in mind, please email Kat, as she would love to get a few more volunteers. And as I mentioned earlier, the volunteers will be in green t-shirts. So if you need anything, seek out a green t-shirt. And normally I would tell you what our staff t-shirts are as well. I just don't have that confirmed yet. So I don't know, but you will know before walk day. And then donations, in kind again. So if you know somebody who has a product that they're willing to donate, whether it's like kids own prizes, sometimes McDonald's has an influx of whatever the Happy Meal toy was that they're trying to get rid of. Those make great prizes. Like if Party City is getting rid of stuff, really any type of food, candy, whatever. We're happy to take whatever we can get if it makes sense. So please reach out to me if you know of anybody that can help us with any of those things. So most commonly asked questions is, can you write a check? Yes, you can. Made payable to us. Make sure you include WTD Chicago, so we know it's for the Chicago Walk, and your team name. And then there is our address to send it to. Registration, everyone needs to be registered regardless of age. Most of that is because of the waiver, but please just make sure that everyone that's going to be on property is registered. Shirts, we're going to say it one more time. The event shirts are for individuals, fundraising individuals that have raised $90. The yellow tees are $300 in fundraising. Shirts are given at the walk and we do not sell them. So if you're like, well, I'll just buy one of the shirts. Okay, well, the event shirt would be $90. The yellow shirt would be $300. So I don't think you want to buy them. I think you might want to try to fundraise for them. And I will say that last year, I know that Tina's on here. I think I saw her. I would probably say 80% of the walkers got both shirts last year. So it's not like it's this outrageous goal, $300. Most of our walkers did because we already had them prepackaged and they could just pass them out. Tina, you can comment if you think that's skewed, but I feel like most of our teams or most of our walkers got both shirts. And you have to be a registered participant. This is very confusing, I feel like, when someone donates to you. So if I donate $100 to Sue Smith and then Sue thinks I get a shirt and she gets a shirt, I'm not a registered walker. I'm just a donor. So only Sue Smith gets the shirt. The donor does not. The donor, if you're a self-donor, now if I am a registered walker and I self-donate $100, then I get a shirt. But only registered walkers get the shirts. And then on-site money, we have donations and merchandise. So that is the only thing that you will be asked in regards to money on walk day, is if you have any donations to turn in and if you want to buy merchandise. The food, there's no cost. The sunflower station is no cost. The kids zone is no cost. So, you know, if you want to leave a donation, that's great, you know, at the food tent or whatever. But if someone is trying to sell you food or sell you something, no, please come tell me, because that is not what this is about. When you come to our event, we're there to take care of you. So that should be that. So mark your calendar if you have your calendar out, because we do have a few challenges coming up. So we're going to start with 3. We're going to have a registration challenge. It's going to start tonight, that I will go into much more detail in a few minutes. Then challenge 2 is going to focus on you sending emails. And challenge 3 is going to be about fundraising. We would like to have a team meeting or 2. Those dates will be announced, probably 1 in April. And then 1 in May, we would actually like to have in person at Cantini for anyone who is able to join us. I think it would just be great to all be together and kind of walk the space, especially for our new teams, and see what's different, and just have a really great day of togetherness. And maybe we can make some team signs or just something fun on, someday in May. And then we do have calendar stickers. These things are so fun. They perfectly fit on your calendar. If you have like a hanging calendar and it just says event walk day, those are included in, I think, both the participant kit and the team captain kit. I'm pretty sure. So, all right. Questions. Let me go see. Okay, let me see the questions. How many, for food donations, how many people are expected? So we, honestly, that can be whatever, which is not helpful at all, I understand. We usually plan for 2,000. In the past, we've had as many as like 3,500 that have come. Last year, we were very much more down because it was our first year back. And so I think we had like 1,500. But if you're working with somebody and they're like, I can give you 300 cookies or whatever, that's 300 cookies we don't have to get somewhere else. Or that can be for the kids zone, or we can put it at the sunflower tent. Like, there's different things we can do. Last year, the gentleman that brought the bags of chips, they were full bags of chips, and they brought hundreds, and it was harder to give them away because people were like, oh, what do I do with a bag of chips? Like, no, just take them. So really, whatever you can get. If we had, like, when we used to have Home Run and Do Pizza, I think they brought like 500 pieces of pizza. Chick-fil-A used to bring like 500 sandwiches. So it just depends, but we'll gladly accept anything, really. Oh, good. Tina says that sounds right. Okay, good. Did anybody else have any questions before I have another poll question? And then let me launch it. Oh, well, it's not going to let me. Interesting. All right, maybe it has to go at the end. I don't know. Okay, so this is the challenge that is kicking off tonight. So it is build your team. So each team that increases their membership by 25%, which is a minimum of 5 people on your team by Friday, St. Patrick's Day, at 5 o'clock, you will be entered to win a Crumble gift card, and it is a good Crumble gift card. So, yourself, ask your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, and then they can ask their families, friends, and all of that. So that is for the team captain. And for the team captain gifts, we usually try to do things that then you could use on walk day. So like the Crumble Cookies gift card, technically then you could buy cookies for your team on walk day or when you're setting up or whatever. For yourself, every individual that is registered will be entered to win an Amazon gift card. So that is also, so we have 2 different challenges that are happening, but both of them are focused on long registration. If you are an individual who does not have a team, you are more than welcome to join Sunflower Power. That is our chapter staff team, and we love to have anybody join our team. So if you are an individual who doesn't have a team, please consider joining Sunflower Power. We would love to have you. One thing that is happening literally the day before the walk is LG4 Day. And the White Sox are in town, so they will be the ones that are hosting LG4 Day, which is Lou Gehrig Day. And, you can dress in your favorite team gear, enjoy a baseball themed snack, honor Lou Gehrig in your own special way. If you can't attend the game in person, We are working with the Chicago Cubs to see when their event will be, since they are out of town on June 2nd. Last year it was flipped. The Cubs were in town, the Sox were out of town. And so the Cubs were on June 2nd and the Sox were at the end of June. So we're not sure when the Cubs will be, but we'll let you know. But just in case you're wanting to do back-to-back events, the Sox game is a night game on Friday night. But however you choose to participate, if you do, please tag us on social media, send it to Sam. And it's just a great way to kick off walk weekend. So thank you very much. I'm going to see if it'll let me do my last poll. No, I'm so, I don't know. It was basically like, if you found this helpful and insightful, and I guess we'll never know because it's not letting me ask you guys. But thank you so much for being here with us today. If you have any questions, my contact information is right there. The 217 number is my cell phone. You are more than welcome to text me or to call me. You can email me at thealsachicago.org. We are in this together. We are here to help you every step of the way. And you have not heard the last of me. Please don't get sick of me over the next couple months, but really just here to help. And whatever you guys need, please let us know and reach out. And oh, sorry, I just saw, yes, okay, good. I just saw about Continue and a mini walk, which is, yes, last year I know a couple of teams did that as well. So yes, thank you so very, very much. And I look forward to seeing you all on June 3rd, if not before. But watch your emails. The fundraising challenge starts tonight, and we will see you guys soon. So thank you so much.